on the web at crowngroupohio.com. Ohio license number 27133.
This is your drive time traffic update on Canton's Morning News.
And traffic and weather brought to you by Crown Heating and Cooling, family owned and operated, serving the residential and commercial heating and cooling needs since 1960. Right now, the roadways are a lot more clear than they were yesterday, no doubt about that. And we're not seeing any traffic delays or incidents that are causing roads to be closed, so that's good news. If you happen to see anything, you can always give us a call or text us at 330-450-1480.
Canton's severe weather station. Stick with us. Now, the 1480 WHBC AccuWeather forecast.
Mostly cloudy and very cold today, a high of 24. Overcast skies tonight with some snow showers and a low of 17. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy and cold with a snow shower or two and a high of 22. And then on Thursday, we could have some sunshine and a high of 22. Right now, 19 degrees on your severe weather station, 1480 WHBC. All right, here we are on the first Tuesday of the new year. My goodness gracious, the 7th of January. And, of course, Tuesday at this time means Canton Mayor William Sherer. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Pam. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too. I was thinking that last week was the first, but it was New Year's Eve, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. It's going quickly. But one thing I did notice coming back and forth to work is that Arby's is no longer.
Yeah. It's a long time coming, but we're moving forward with the plans that we have with the Civic Center.
Yeah, it opens it up so much. It's crazy.
And it's ironic you bring that up because last night council approved the design and construction oversight of the Civic Center restroom expansion and the parking lot renovation.
Great.
So that cost is probably going to be just for the design around $77,000. So we're definitely moving forward, but we couldn't do it without the acquisition of the Arby's.
Yeah.
So
it gives it a totally different look. Like I said, it's just wide open,
It was funny because JR and a couple of the guys from the city went in there before they tore it down and found some Arby's gift cards, which he happened to pass out to everybody. And you can only use it at that location, though.
Oh, no.
So
that's kind of funny. Oh, well, somebody will have to be sitting there. It looks like JR is going to have to sit there and cook roast beef sandwiches or something for people.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. All right. So what else happened with council last night?
All right. So council, we had approved the personnel guidelines prior to Christmas, and we had to amend those just to adjust some certain salaries for certain employees to just make it competitive across the board. Council also approved last night the legislation to use internet auctions pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code. So we've been doing this since 2020, and it's been very successful for us. So council approved for 2025 to use Gov Deals to handle the internet auctions. And then this is basically for equipment that's no longer needed by the city of Canton.
Okay.
And it's worked out very, very well for us. And the city's planning department is currently working to identify, and I think we talked about this previously, to identify every tax delinquent lot in the city that could be, and this could be for commercial and residential, construction. We got blocks that are shovel ready. So right now, I think Don Angus and our planning department's probably identified 2,400 lots.
Oh my God.
And you think about, these are lots that we're mowing at least three or four times a year that, really going to make a huge push for economic development and, especially for residential housing and within the city at all levels.
Yeah.
So.
And you've been working with Habitat as well, right?
Yeah, we're currently working with Habitat. The city's had a great relationship with Beth Lechner, with Habitat, for probably more than 30 years. Currently working with Canton for All People and Don Ackerman, that they're making a huge push with building houses in the city. They're actually at a meeting with Don yesterday. They're looking to secure probably $20 million for building housing in the city of Canton. And they're probably going to need some help from us also. But when you think about economic development, if we would ever land everybody talks about Intel down in Columbus, if Intel was going to build here, we would have a major problem because where's everybody going to live?
Yeah.
And housing, I mean, I'm talking about homeless housing, low income, moderate income, workforce, affordable income. So we're going to make a huge push, and it's going to be, I'm excited right now. There's a lot of positive things that are going on.
Yeah, that's great news. That that a lot of people do talk about that, and 2,400. That's an amazing number.
Well, these are lots that we've been, think about, these are lots that the city is paying to service these lots historically for a long time.
Wow.
So, yeah, currently working with Doug Foltz. There's a little park over in the northeast end. It's called Preston Young Park. And it was kind of ironic. About a year and a half ago, with a dilemma with Republic Steel closing down, the Ohio EPA was involved. The Ohio EPA levied a $300,000 fine against Republic Steel, and we used that to pressure wash all the houses out there and stuff. So believe it or not, we still have $250,000 left. So we left it up to the residents what they want to do with that $250,000. So we're going to be looking to put a destination playground over in the northeast end, over by Republic Steel. And that's still a great neighborhood over there. We're probably going to resurface the basketball courts, and I think it's going to be, very rarely do we ever have the opportunity to do something like that we have $250,000 just available to make an impact in a neighborhood. So I think that's going to be exciting for this year.
Yeah, and a good way to use the money, certainly, for that neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we're also, I know we were talking previously about negotiations. So we're currently, the two ASMEs, public employees unions, have been set, approved their contracts, and council has approved them. We are still currently having conversations with Canton PD and Canton Fire. Currently, it looks like we are going to fact-finding with Canton PD, and I believe it's on January 14th, and we're going to conciliation with Fire. So I'm still confident that we're going to be able to sit down and have a constructive conversation, and we're going to continue to talk, and I'm sure that we will be able to come to a resolve.
And can you explain, maybe for somebody who doesn't know, what fact-finding and conciliation, what that is?
So fact-finding would be where both sides would not agree, and either the city or the union could decide to go to fact-finding. So when fact-finding happens, you're going to have an independent organization come in and basically look at all the facts on both sides and make a determination. So the fact finder came in for Fire, and at Fire's request, there were some things that the fact finder sided with the city, and there were some things that the financial aspect that the fact finder sided with the fire department's union. Canton City Council, of course, council has to approve everything because we're a statutory city, not a charter government. Council rejected the fact finder's report. So that means the next step would be to go to conciliation, which conciliation would be binding. So, and it doesn't mean that we're not done talking. That's the whole, I've been negotiating contracts for probably the better part of 25 years in my previous job. And you have to have the ability to sit down and have a constructive conversation. I mean, the unique thing for the city of Canton is we survive on people working. And if you don't have economic development, I mean, we survive on income tax. But the bottom line is, the city will make sure, and I will make sure that we'll give them every resource to keep them safe. I mean, currently right now we got probably 11 PD new cruisers in the pipeline, and for a long time we didn't have really a replacement program for the equipment. There's a bigger challenge with Fire. I know we got a ladder truck ordered, but I mean, the ladder, with the supply chain issues in this country, we could probably wait another 2 or 3 years on this ladder truck that could probably cost $2.5 million. So I know the city's done a pretty decent job with the ARPA funds, within the last couple of years of replacing ambulances, but we have to give them the resources they need to keep us safe, and that's all of our safety forces.
And is there any kind of a deadline or a timeline that you're working on at all?
For negotiations? Well, the contracts expired at the end of the year, so I'm hopeful probably by the end of this month we should have everything resolved. So
very good.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like we have run out of time, sir, as always. But you'll be back next Tuesday, and we'll have, I'm sure, lots more to chat about.
Okay, Pam.
Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you.
News, sports, traffic, and weather all morning long on your home of local news. News Talk 14.